Yes. Well, I'm here in the first place because, well, from the beginning of the Corona crisis, okay, I'll try to speak louder or bend forward a little bit. Yes. So from the beginning of the Corona crisis, I started to speak out because I had a feeling that if I didn't speak out now, I should never speak out again in my life, and that's exactly what I think your initiative intends to do. It's allowing citizens to speak out. In my situation, I was speaking out in the first place as a professor in psychology, who noticed that there were very strange things going on in our society. And I noticed how most people, maybe up to 70%, bought into a narrative that in so many respects was utterly absurd and blatantly wrong. And I just noticed how people in one way or another seem to lack all capacity to take a critical distance of the narrative that was seizing power in society. And at the same time, so I noticed, for instance, that this narrative dramatically overrated the dangerousness of the virus immediately. I immediately noticed that. I noticed that probably the mortality of the virus was overrated with a percentage of about 1,000%. I think it was rated 10 times more mortal than it actually was, and also people seem to be blind collectively for the collateral damage of the measures. And that, for me, was the moment when I decided to try to bring to people's attention what psychological processes could have been happening there. And I, of course, as many people know, I understood what was happening in terms of a collective mass formation and an emerging totalitarianism. And at the same time, as I was thinking about the phenomenon, I noticed that the historical examples of similar situations in which mass formations emerged all showed that the only thing we can do about such a situation, about such a collective, a group dynamic where people become collectively blind and start to become extremely intolerant for people who think differently, that the only thing you can do about this is continuing to speak out. And I think that's something we have to be aware of. If we don't want things to get much worse, then we will have to find the courage, each and every one of us in its own way, to speak out and to articulate our opinion when it goes against the dominant discourse. So that's why I'm here, and that's why I support this initiative.